Testing. Let's see the sway tonight. Okay. I think that's good. I think a little adjustment up here might be needed. Maybe a little that way. And maybe just a little bit of that. And I think that will give us the best view. All right. Let's go. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Good evening. Cheers, Robert. I got my water. But I'll cheers you with my water. Just had spaghetti and meatballs. Nom nom. It was as good as I thought it would be. Hey, Astro Vortex, how you doing? Plug in the phone. Make sure it all works. Let me know how the stream is going. Just started. We are on the moon tonight. There's the sword. We got the sword tonight. You guys want to see the sword? Check this out. I'm gonna back it up a little. Okay. Right along the top there. See the sword? That line going across the top? That's called the sword. Hey, Susie. Hi, Lori. Stream working good? Let's get you guys a screenshot before it gets too dark, all right? So I should probably line that up a little more for you too. So let's turn the eyepiece to like right there-ish, okay? And then I have to do the zoom in, the focus. There's your screenshot, guys, of our first quarter going to full moon now over the next week. Oh, the straight line. Yeah, that's called the sword. Tonight's the perfect night to observe it. It's pretty cool. All right, there's your screenshot, guys. So let's get going on the bottom. We'll start on the bottom, which is actually the top, because the telescope flips things. Check out the mountain range tonight. Man, it's looking mighty spiffy. Look at all those chunks in shadow and out of shadow down on the bottom right. Man, look how long some of those shadows on those little white spots are. It's pretty wild. It's pretty some long shadows. Oh, you're welcome, Sarah. Glad to see you here. Hey, Robert. So we're going to be zooming in, zooming out. We're on an 8-inch Dobsonian telescope. So we kind of can go in quite a bit. Watch this. I'll take you in quite a bit. And then we'll put this up right here, like that focus, something like that. But at this point, we're kind of just blowing up pixels, you know. But we can even go in further, but it's just blowing up pixels. But you can still kind of make out quite a bit. And now if we back out, it's a little bit better. How crazy is that? Yeah, this is real, Craig, GC. About as real as it gets. Hi, I'm Nate, and you guys are on my telescope. Nice to meet you. I'm in Pennsylvania. If the moon were flat, you wouldn't see all these shadows from the sun like you do. And the almost half of the moon is in shadow right now because it's round. And that's why we get the crescent moon and stuff. See? But yesterday it was first quarter moon, so it was right in half. And tonight it's just over that, but we get to see things like the sword and that stuff up top. Now the telescope does flip the image, one thing, so you all know. If you're taking screenshots, just 180 it upside down, rotate it. But feel free to take screenshots and stuff. Now here, we get that dialed in. Up here, look at all the details we can see up there, and we can see the sword. Another thing, this is a stationary telescope. It's an 8-inch Dobsonian, just sits here, and that movement of the moon across the screen is not the moon moving. That's Earth rotating. That's us. We're rotating. You know? How cool is that? All right, let's focus less on that zoom and more on the optical zoom. That was a pinch zoom. That's why it was probably going out of focus more. So now we're going to watch the sword come across. All right. Now the sword is just a line on the moon that kind of looks like a sword. It just came into frame on the right, somewhat in the middle. Trying to keep that focus. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on it. It's just above chat on my screen. Do you guys see it? That long line? That's called the sword. Just a, slang term for it. The sword on the moon. It's got like a handle, a long blade. Pretty cool. Now where the sunlight drops off into the blue sky right now, that's called the terminator line. And along that terminator line, you can get some of the best details of the moon. So I want to get some along the top here. So we're gonna probably magnify a little bit more. Be sure to sub and like the live, guys, if you're into space stuff. I go live frequently and I post a lot of space and astronomy content. All right, look at all these craters. Now, lighter ones are a little bit younger than the grayed out ones. And the lighter ones, a lot of people are like, that looks like a light. And it kind of does from a distance because it's so bright. Look at that. You can see the curvature going up over the top. And then it's like we're right next to the moon, you know? How wild is that? You guys like it? Thanks for liking the live, guys. Like and sub. Remember, my name's Nate. I go by SunshineNate, and I do space and live astronomy. I love to go live with my telescope and share with you guys whatever we can see in the night sky when I have clear skies. This month is kind of exciting because on the 12th, the Perseid meteor showers peak. That's going to be cool. There's been a lot of meteor showers lately, but none as much as Perseids. On the 12th, they're going to be like 90 meteors an hour. So save the date, August 12th. There's the Sea of Tranquility, the top left dark large region. And on the very top of that, there's a little point down kind of feature with a little dot next to it. Near that dot is where Apollo 11 first stepped foot on the moon with Neil Armstrong. Pretty wild, huh? There's a mountain range. Now imagine how, it looks like we're really zoomed in, but that's a mountain range. So we're still very zoomed out. So a lot of people ask me, can you zoom in and see the flag or little things like that? No, if we zoom in all the way like we just did, each pixel on your screen is like 2.5 to 5 miles wide per pixel. So it's still not quite there. Now, we do have a low moon tonight, and as it gets a little lower, I don't know if we'll see much of it. Maybe we will right now up on this edge. We get atmospheric disturbance when the moon is low, so you should be able to see a lot of waviness up on that edge. Oh yeah, it's there. You guys see that waviness? It's all kind of wavy. Even the moon, just kind of waviness. Let me know if you see it. Definitely, geez. Hey, welcome to level 1, Astro Vortex. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it. All right. You guys want to check out this area? We haven't gone across here. Now that movement is Earth rotating, guys. Isn't that cool? Be sure to give a sub and a like to the live, guys. My name's Nate. I go live with my telescope doing a space and astronomy, and I also post a lot of videos on it. A lot of people are asking about the interstellar comet right now, which is we're pretty sure it's a comet, but not confirmed yet. But a lot of wild stories came about that. I have a video posted on it with a PhD, Jorge. He's a PhD in physics, and he does all that kind of stuff. And it's a pretty good informative video if you want to check it out, you know? So, it looks pretty flat to you. Let's go to the bottom or the top, because that's where you can kind of see it curving away from you. Because the circular craters here in the middle look like circles, right? But they're going to look like ovals when you're looking over the edge. So let's look along this edge right down here as it comes across. See how you can see the ejecta lines and features going across the moon starting to curve an oval towards the bottom? Then they're like really thin ovals. That'd be a pretty weird feature on a flat surface. So that's where you can see it's round. See right there in the bottom coming into frame on the right? Look at all the ovals because it's curving down and away from us. Now on those polar regions, on the north and south pole of the moon, we've discovered ice because inside some of those craters, the sun never reaches it. They're always in shadow all the time. And we found ice in them. And around the rims of those craters, we even found rust. Yeah, rust. Can you believe that? In the form of hematite. Kind of microscopic kind of stuff, but we found rust. And see up there on the top, see how it's ovaling going over? Isn't that cool? That's a great shot right there. Feel free to take screenshots, whatever you want, guys. It's nice to meet all. Where are you guys tuning in from, if you don't mind? I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in Eastern time zone here. It's 8:49 p.m. And I'm glad you're all here checking out the moon with me. If I could get up to the polar region, I would show you the ice. Vegas, Missouri, Houston, Texas, Eastern PA. Very cool, guys. Very cool. And if you know anybody that loves space stuff, please share this out to them. I'm going to be on a little bit. Wisconsin, Alaska, Oregon, Nashville. Very cool. Unzoom. You guys want me to zoom out? Memphis, Tallahassee, Nashville. You're from Pluto. Well, hello, Mr. Silver from Pluto, Montreal. Welcome in, everybody. All right. We'll see if we can get a decent shot here. It likes to wash out on here a little bit. But what I can do is I just like zoom in, then zoom back out, and it kind of helps with that. Like that kind of thing. There we go. If you guys want a nice screenshot of our moon tonight, take one right now. It's a phenomenal shot. You can put it as like your wallpaper on your phone or whatever. Do whatever you want with it. Zoom in the top right crater. Okay, we'll zoom in on the top right next. Nottingham, UK, Central Florida, Arkansas. Very cool. Very cool. All right, here we go. Circle near top right, zoom. Here we go. We're gonna try to get up there. Okay, gonna shift this up just a hair because this is gonna get taller. There we go. Hopefully this is zoomed in enough for you. How cool is that? It'll move, it'll move. The moon it crosses the screen because Earth's rotating. So I set it up and we watch it drift across, you know? So where the ice is found isn't there. It's up over that edge on the top where we just can't see. Because that's where the sun don't shine. In these craters, tomorrow they're going to be lit with light tomorrow. Just like the Terminator line just moves from this side of the moon all the way till full moon. So you know, be cool if someone was on the moon right now. Yeah. What telescope am I using? I'm using an 8-inch Dobsonian. It's the Orion SkyQuest XT8. Now, Orion is no longer in operation, unfortunately, but the comparable models are 8-inch Dobsonian telescopes. I have an 8 to 24 millimeter zoom eyepiece, the tri-adapter phone holder, and my phone. So those 4 pieces plus a little power bank to keep my phone charged. That's the whole setup right now. This is looking so good tonight. We have such clear skies tonight. I'm really happy. Beautiful sunset. You guys want to see the sunset too? Here, check this out. I'll show you. We have the sunset going on, okay? Then we have the telescope, the Orion SkyQuest XT8 with my phone cable all up on it. Here is the zoom eyepiece and the tri-adapter phone holder. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 pieces. You're number 4, the phone. And then I have a little battery bank down here that keeps us charged. And we're looking up at the moon over there. But see how low it is on the horizon? It's real low on the horizon. That's what we're looking at. All right, let's get back in there. go. Now see some of those white lines coming away from those bright white craters and stuff there on the left? Those are ejecta lines. That's the debris that was shot out during impact. Like Tycho crater left them like halfway across the moon or further. Pretty wild, you know? Not all the circles are perfectly round. There's a lot of oddball sizes there if you look. Generally, they're in a circular fashion because it's an impact. It's an asteroid or a comet hit the moon. But yeah, really cool. And the moon doesn't have a real atmosphere to stop that stuff. So those things just boom, slam into it, you know? Where here on Earth, we have gases in our atmosphere. Thank you, Vortex. And the gases, there's the sword right up top. You see it? That line looks like a sword. Here on Earth, the gases in our atmosphere will break up and explode like meteors and stuff. But here on the moon, it doesn't have that kind of protection. So things just slam right into it. And you consider billions of years of things slamming into it, it's pretty wild. Be sure to like and sub the live, guys, if you enjoy space content and live astronomy. Right now, this is a live view of the moon. I'm SunshineNate. My name's Nate, but I love to go live through my telescope with you guys on things we can see in the night sky. And tonight, star of the show at sunset is going to be the moon. Later tonight, around 1 or 2 a.m., Saturn. Now, Saturn, I don't know if I'll be on YouTube for, but I'm aiming to hit up Saturn tonight on one of my channels. Is it possible to see the flag? No, this telescope's just far too small. You would need a ridiculously large telescope, larger than anyone's ever built, to be able to get that kind of resolution from a ground-based telescope. However, the biggest problem being our atmosphere and getting resolution through the gases, you go outside our atmosphere, have a little space telescope, you could probably zoom in much easier. But you would need to build like a half a mile to a mile wide telescope on Earth just to do that. And that is probably more expensive than just launching a spacecraft to go take pictures of the moon. Or I don't know how much it would be. I mean, a mile wide telescope would be pretty insane, right? Just randomly passing by. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. If you're just passing by, drop a like. If you like space and live astronomy, maybe give me a follow. My name's Nate, and I don't know everything about space. I'm learning just like everybody else. I'm a lifelong student, but I do astronomy and space content. And tonight, we're checking out the moon, later Saturn, and yeah. I wonder if moon people pay taxes. What, on the dark side of the moon? Hi, James. So I don't know, what kind of cheese would the moon be made out of if it was made out of cheese? Now, where this light drops off here on the right as it comes over and it goes into darkness, that's called the terminator line. And that terminator line moves across the moon throughout the phases. But when you have the terminator line on the moon, you can go into those areas and get some of the most incredible details, you know? Check this out. Just look at all those details coming across that terminator line, all those deep shadows. It really shows depth and more shape and stuff. Where it's a full moon, it's all washed out because the sunlight's like right behind us, blasting the moon. Here, this is where you can see those cross shadows really adding a lot of depth. I love it. The moon, can you explain the massive impact on the left side and where will you post the Saturn? The massive impact, I'm not sure which crater that is, honestly. If that's not Tycho, I don't think. I think Tycho's like over here. Yeah. But I can explain that massive impact, okay, probably, I forget the name of it. But I think it's like 40 to 50 miles wide is the crater, but the ejecta lines go for hundreds of miles away from it. So imagine an impact that shot debris hundreds of miles here on Earth. Now, on the moon, it's really low gravity, right? So things can probably travel a lot further. Actually, somebody brought up a really fun thing. They brought up an idea in one of the comments of the videos, and they said, imagine like the shadow, the Terminator line that moves across the moon. It moves around 10 miles an hour, okay? And people can run faster than that. But what if we did a race with people on the moon in the low gravity running away from the shadow? It's like a really cosmic version of the floor is lava. Wouldn't that be neat? They'd be like bouncing and falling and trying to run away, trying to go 10 miles an hour. I think that would be really fun to see. I think that would be incredibly entertaining to see, you know what I mean? How much did the telescope cost? This telescope cost around $650 new. It's an Orion SkyQuest XT8. Now, Orion is no longer in operation, the company. So now you got to look for like comparable models of 8-inch Dobsonians now, or find a used XT8 if you want this one. But comparable 8-inch ones are out there. I don't know how fast. How fast is nighttime on Earth? 24 hours to go around the world. It's 20. What is how, circumference of Earth is? Is it 26,000 miles? So I don't know, almost 1,000 miles an hour, maybe. I don't know. 700 miles an hour? 800? 25? I'd guess somewhere just under 1,000, somewhere between like 700 and 1,000 miles an hour would be the shadow line on Earth, probably. I'm sure one of the somebody can search it and see and get the correct answer. That'd be awesome. Need a fast jet on Earth. Hey, Sebastian, good to see you, bro. I'm looking at the moon. Yeah, you are. Are you guys outside looking at the moon too? Are we looking at the same moon right now? Look at the crater in the top. Right, there's something inside of it. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people want me to go to the top right crater. All right, let's check this out. It's probably, oh yeah, it does look like a skeleton or something, like a gigantic skeleton or alien. However, that's that's just part of the crater getting illuminated by the light and looking. It looks like a giant alien face, doesn't it? That's kind of cool looking. Where am I posting Saturn? I'll probably be live on TikTok with it, because when it comes to Saturn on YouTube Mobile Live on my telescope, it doesn't let me dim. And with Saturn, I need to be able to dim. And currently TikTok's the only app that lets you do that on the mobile lives. Now, when I'm on a computer, it's different. I can do YouTube and all that. But with the mobile, I need that dimming to be able to do Saturn properly. That's why I go there. How am I recording this? I'm on my iPhone, on my phone mount, on my eyepiece on the telescope. So you got the telescope and the eyepiece, and then I just have a phone mount, my phone added to it, so that you guys are looking straight through my telescope. So like you're on just a phone. If I back you up, that's what you're on, looking at the moon. Just like that. Simple as that. Nothing complicated. I keep it pretty straight ahead and real with you guys. But I like to not use my tracker telescopes for things like the moon, so that we can see this movement across the screen, right? So that movement you're seeing is Earth rotating. Now, the moon does orbit Earth and the moon does rotate in itself. However, it orbits Earth at the same rate it rotates. So we always see the one side. From our perspective, it does have a little wobble. So you see around one edge a little bit, the other edge like 50 some, a little more than 50% of the moon we can see throughout all the phases. But it's tidally locked to Earth and we only ever see one side from Earth. But if you think about the moon, it makes one full rotation. That's all the phases we see, the nighttime moving around the moon. It makes one full rotation with every orbit of Earth. So if you think about it, the moon, on the moon, its day is the same as its year. And I think it's every 29.3 days, something like that. So up here on the top, you got a big mountain range, okay? And that's just gorgeous. And you're starting to see everything wobble because the moon's getting lower and lower to the horizon. Do you guys see the atmospheric disturbance wobbling things? It gets more dramatic up on the edge, so maybe we'll get back up to the top here. But here comes that terminator line, and down here, you have those large flat areas. Now see those little like ripples in those flat areas? There's actually lava tubes on the moon. Lava tubes from the formation. And there's some like areas that have collapsed that have caused cliffs and stuff with that. And not too long ago this year, they finally processed some data and found a moon cave on the moon. They're like, we should build a moon base there. That's a real thing. They want to build a moon base in a moon cave on the moon. Now that's some futuristic stuff right there. You know what I mean? Welcome in, guys. If you don't mind, give the live a like, and if you like space and live astronomy, please subscribe. I love space, and I love to go live with my telescope. And tonight, we're going on the moon, and later on Saturn. I think I'll be on TikTok for that, but we're on the moon right now through my large telescope. I'm Nate. I go by SunshineNate online, and it's nice to meet all of you. Welcome in, guys. All right. So I'll zoom out a little bit because I do have a zoom eyepiece. So that's the zoom eyepiece, zooming out. Then this is pinch zoom. Okay, but see how it washes out when I do that? But if I do this, I should be able to give you guys an excellent screenshot for your phone wallpapers, okay? There you go. Take some screenshots and put it on your wallpaper. That is tonight's moon live. Now, the telescope does flip the image upside down, just so you know. So if you want to be correct with the northern hemisphere, rotate it 180. But if you're in the southern hemisphere, the moon looks like this, because they're upside down from us. All right, guys, let's zoom into, let's see. We're going to go across the top because a lot of people are saying there's such weird features on the top right today. So we're going to go check those out. You guys let me know what you see. A lot of people see a lot of crazy shapes inside the moon. I'm going to wiggle this up so we can see it better. There we go. A lot of people see a lot of crazy things. Recap on the camera and telescope. Camera is just an iPhone. Telescope is an Orion XT8. 8-inch Dobsonian telescope has a 1219 millimeter focal length. Yeah. And then I have an 8 to 24 millimeter zoom eyepiece, a tri-adapter phone holder in my phone. I love the purple hearts. Hey, Matt, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Now, I do have a Discord if you guys are interested in getting in a Discord and getting interested in astronomy with our community. You can find that in my channel posts, the invite for it, if anybody does Discord. And we have a lot of amateur astronomers, backyard astronomers, novice astronomers, and people that really have a lot of experience doing this stuff that help out each other. People want to get into it. They're looking for new telescopes, and we help walk you through the whole thing. Mexico, very cool. North Carolina. I'm in Pennsylvania, by the way, guys. I do travel around quite a bit, but currently this is Pennsylvania, is my home base. And can you hear that? Can you hear the crickets and the frogs tonight? Nothing better than that sound. In the winter when we're doing astronomy, it's so like stoic, quiet, just empty. I love hearing all the critters out and about. Okay, we're gonna back this out just a little bit to better our focus. Okay. That's that terminator line just looking amazing. We should check out the sword a little more because the sword's looking really good. So I'm gonna probably move it to like there. Get this focused in better. All right, guys. And I think we're lined up with the sword. Okay, we're gonna check out the sword come across the screen. And this is just a feature on the moon that looks like a sword, okay? There it is, just came into frame, up along the, like a third of the way up the screen. Do you guys see it? The sword. That's a cool feature. And that's like a little collapsed area. It's like a little cliff that made that feature. Now, during the formation of the moon, the near side was cooling a little bit slower than the far side. So therefore, the near side that's tidally locked to Earth got impacted by large asteroids and comets being ice and dust, asteroids being rock. they would puncture the crust and make those giant ancient lava beds there because the moon's rock, it was molten back then underneath the crust. And those big lava fields dried up, and those are those large, dark areas that we originally thought were like oceans or seas. So they're called like the Sea of Tranquility, Sea of Serenity, Sea of Crisis. Now, does anybody know how many seas are on the moon that we named seas? There's not no real seas on the moon, but we named them that. Does anybody know how many? I don't know if I remember how many. I think I do. 9, Sam said. Daniel said 5. 7, 12, 7. I've seen a lot of 7s, 4s, 7. Why isn't this focusing? There we go. 7, 11, 7, 13, 8. I think it's 7, but it might be 8. Somebody's going to have to look it up. I think I forgot it because I get confused with Earth on those things. 10,000 speed sword. Speed's like 10,000, nothing less. You guys are great. YouTube's my favorite. You guys are always so awesome. You're so interested in this stuff with me, and you guys make this a lot of fun. All right, let's cruise back over here. Check out the seas again and the mountain range. The mountain range is looking mighty amazing right now. So when you think of scale, looking at something, that coming across the screen there is a mountain range. Like think of the Colorado Rockies and think of them, or the Appalachian Mountains, and just boom, look at that long strip. What a beauty. You see that? I didn't see anything. Did something go across? Was it a bird or something? Sometimes we get satellites and birds and stuff like that. How high are those mountains? That's a great question. I'll get that information because I've been asked that a few times now and I honestly don't know. I should look it up. There's a lot of crazy facts about the moon that are like just mind blowing, and I forget a lot of the facts. But yeah, I don't have Google on me. You guys are using my Google. I just have my phone. I'd have to like stop the live to Google. You guys can Google though, especially if you're on computer. What device are you guys watching this live stream on? Let me know. Phone, tablet, or computer, or TV. Phone, 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 phone. Overwhelming phone. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's good to know. I think when I go widescreen, it doesn't push it out to the people on phones. Because I was widescreen last night. I think we had 40 people. But I like to do the widescreen sometimes because you can put it on your TV, you know. Jake, you need to chill, Jake. Just chill. 18,000 feet? Yeah. You make all this money and only have one phone? I don't make a lot of money. What are you talking about? Follower count does not equal dollars. I make more money at work. This I just do as a hobby and I enjoy doing it. Sometimes I get a few bucks. Bro's a billionaire. Yeah, right. You guys think maybe I'm bad at making money then. I need some help. I need some help to figure out how to take social media and make money with it then. But I like to share this with you guys, you know. And it's a live view of the moon tonight. Now, at this point, I am switching over to TikTok, where we are going to do the moon again, similar live to this. But if you haven't already, please like the live. And if you like space and live astronomy, consider giving me a subscription. Just follow along, see if you're into it. I will be live again tomorrow, but tomorrow we're going to do the sun and the moon here on YouTube. Okay, guys? So I'll start a little earlier around dinner time Eastern. All right? It's probably closer to around like 5 or 6 with the sun, and we'll go into the moon. But if you want to keep hanging out with me on a live stream tonight, just follow SunshineNate on TikTok, because that's where I'm going to be kicking it off here in just a few moments. My TikTok is SunshineNate. Has 987,000 followers. If they don't have close to 1 million followers, they're not me. All right, guys. I'm gonna flip the camera. And there's the moon. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you, guys. All right. If you're going to see me there, see you there. And then later on TikTok, I'm also going to be doing Saturn. So see you guys. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed the moon.